Welcome back. John Ingweri works as a cyber attendant and recognizes the role that disabled persons organizations play in awareness creation. Let's take a look at his story.
I'm called John Ingweri. I stay in Dandora and I'm low vision. Without to say I'm visually impaired, like in me I'm low vision because I normally see brightness. I'm a student doing my community development practicals at Catholic University, and I'm also a businessman in that I owe this place as my small cyber, and I am online seller whereby I sell clothes and household items. When I was a small kid, I could see my mother struggling with me a lot, in that every day we could wake up very early in the morning and we go to a place called Kikuyu. So this place was so cold, and then I could ask my mother, where are we going? Day in, day out. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we are at a very cold place, and then he told me, you know what, this is a hospital where you are going to be checked on your eyes. So I asked her, what's wrong with my eyes? I could strain a lot in reading books. I could strain a lot in watching television. So my mother told me, finally, whenever you wake up very early in the morning, because at that time Kikuyu was so packed, so you need to wake up very early in the morning so that you can be the first person to be served very early. After the Kikuyu hospital is when my mother took me to a school called Thika School for the Blind. There is when I saw a lot of changes, because I asked my mother, why are you taking me to this school so far, in that we have a lot of schools? And initially I was at a local school here called James Gichuru Primary, but then my mother told me they complained because I could not see clearly, I could not see the board, so I was to be transferred to a special school. That's when I learned I was having an issue with my eyesight.
His schooling went on well, although passing through obstacles.
From class 8 I went back to Thika School for the Blind, but my sister was left there at St. Lucy's School for the Blind, because St. Lucy's School is recognized as one of the best schools because it's a Catholic school, and at least the environment was so conducive in that it catered for people with all kinds of disability at that time, before we could have integration whereby a normal school can be able to accommodate a person with different kind of disability. So St. Lucy's was the best, so we could transfer from Nairobi to Meru until when she passed on. That's when I was now in high school. I went back to Thika School for the Blind until Form 3. So from Form 3, I was having a sponsor who withdrew his sponsorship. So there, life changed drastically, because I have my sister. I'm no more back to school. I need to struggle here and there. People have not accepted that I have that kind of disability that is visually impaired. I need to depend more lightly on my mother's siblings who could take care of me. So it was a very big challenge, and I have my sister who cannot see. So
Father-son relationship for John is something he hates, as his own father was not concerned about his children.
My mother ndiye struggle na mimi sana. My daughter was nowhere to be seen, hata mimi sijaimuona. Hata sijaimfikia, because the family will realize I'm visually impaired, and that was the end of it. No. Because unakuta mama amestruggle na mimi sana, si hospitali, si shule, everything amestruggle. Lakini side ya dad, kwa sababu mwanaume anaonanga nimezaa huyu, watanibebaje kwa community, watanichukuliaje, anaamua kwenda missing.
John undergoes various hurdles in life, although this has never made him pity himself.
You get people who don't understand you. Alafu another thing ile naweza ongelelea sana in terms of infrastructure, because unakuta area venye imetengenezwa, ukitengeneza ama time walikuwa wanafanya ile mapping, wako kuwa wanahesabu ati one day one time kunaweza kuwa na mlemavu anaweza pita hapa, anaweza fanya 1 2 3 in life, anaweza kutaka ku access as a particular building. FC alikuwa mtaa, because unakutaka kwa plot zimeshikana kwanza huko mtaa wenye tuko. Kwa hivyo kitu kama uko na wheelchair inakuwa ni hard way kupita, ama kama niko na white cane yangu lazima niingie kwa shimo ndio niweze ku access.
By showing people what he can do that others cannot in spite of losing his eyesight is what gives him the zeal to move on with life.
See, life is a journey. And to me, I'm on a race, or I'm on a journey to make a difference. You see, in life you need to make, or in this world you need to make a difference. And what motivates me a lot is that I, as John, God has a purpose for me to do 1, 2, 3 in life. It's not that I was just born to be there, to move around. No. I need to make a change in the society. I need to show people, or show the world that I'm able, with my low vision or with my disability, I'm able in that I can do what they believe we cannot do. Because there is this inspirational speaker, Miles. He talks a lot about inspiration in that you make value out of yourself. He gives a very good example in that something to be valued, it has to be proven that you can do 1, 2, 3. Like, let me give you a good example, like oil. Oil is so valuable because it helps a lot of people in the world. 90% we are doing things using oil or power because it adds value to you and it's valuable to the society.
In terms of inclusivity, he feels that much needs to be done, especially in self-help groups that he is currently involved in.
Wote is a CBO. It was launched, formed last year. It's a registered organization. And what we did, as its name suggests, Wote, we deal with all kinds of disability. In that, tuna make sure hakuna mlemavu ameachwa nje within Embakasi North. Hakuna mlemavu ameachwa nje within hii kijiji yetu ya Kifarage ya phase 4. Mlemavu hajaachwa nje kwa sababu ya nini? Tukiwa na Whitekin tunajaribu ku make sure, au na Whitekin tunajaribu collect data, house to house disability, all kind of disabilities. Tunajua tuko na volunteers on the ground, tunajua huyu volunteer anafanya 1, 2, 3, wamelocated hiyo kutoka phase 1 mpaka phase 5. So every Thursday kama leo tuko na meeting, tunakuwa na meetings, schedules za meetings hapa na pale, tunakuja tunaangalia what you are doing. Tukienda kwa household tunaangalia, tunaona huyu anahitaji Whitekin. It's my initiative, ama the chairman or the treasurer ama the secretary or the volunteers to make sure tumeenda hizi institution tumepata kitu kama ni Whitekin ama wheelchair. What we want us to change ni tunataka to change aje, tuone walemavu wamepata that chance ya kuwa self independent.